color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day. While the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor, he was telling you to build your own house.
Woo-hoo! I don't know if people listen to the beginning of that show and the words that are being said. It goes, who taught you to hate you? Why do we have such a big major fear about being who we are? And we got all these people, and I'm probably going to piss off some people today. So what? Too bad. Because it's gotten to the point where we don't even know what a damn win looks like. And I want everybody to start understanding a win doesn't look like us standing somewhere with our hands out, begging for things from these people. So often I'm listening to Maze Jackson and Todd in the morning, and I don't have anything against them, and they're talking politics. Sorry about that. So they're talking politics. And they're talking about a win with these flags. Now, I already did the show. I already told people I'm not trying to have no Black History Month. Just like I'm not trying to do a 4th of July. I'm trying to live a Black history life. And if people don't get that, then shame on you. The Black history needs to start in your homes. You want to put a flag somewhere, put a flag in your home. Oh, well, these flags on the Capitol, this gets people. These people don't give a damn about your flag or you. It's ridiculous that we're being told this flag is a win because it got put on the Capitol building. No, it's not. It's not a win. It's a politician delivering Black people for a show. We didn't put the Black flag up for white people to join us in the conversation. We put it up because it was a representation of us and what we were doing and us claiming our identity. So what does that got to do with it being put on some buildings? Who gives a damn? But here we go. We all on the radio talking about how great this will be. It's not great. I don't give a damn who says it. There's a African flag in my store. There's a Jamaican flag in my store. There's a Haiti flag in my store. And when people ask me about it, I say it's called identity crisis. And we're trying to figure out how all this goes together. Not their opinions or what they're going to do, because all they do is play games. And then we get these people who make a little money in the game, still trying to participate in the game, still trying to direct people in the game, delivering people to the game to put on the show. It irks me. It bothers me to my core. And nobody's going to tell me, well, so no, I don't want to hear none of that. We're beyond the march. We're beyond the begging. We have to be at the demanding point. So we're looking at all this nonsense in the news. Let's just start with Donald Trump. We already knew how the story was going to go because he had the votes. So you got a ton of devils working together to acquit a man who has no moral standing, doesn't care about black people. But somebody throw out the stat, oh, well, $320 million, that's a win. No, $320 million for veterans. That means everybody. So that don't give me that's a win for us. And it's only veterans. And as far as I know, the Army and all these places were giving you money for college in the first place. But then we went through all these years of the veterans not getting their benefits the way they're supposed to, and now you give them some money that they should have been entitled to anyway, and then you call it a win. It's not a win. It's more political BS. When people are saying stuff to you all, even if I'm saying stuff, get up, get on your Google, search it, and verify it. Just like all the fact checking they do for when Donald Trump was all with his State of the Union. Trump claims the economy is the best it has ever been, but the GDP growth fell to 2.3% last year, and economists predict further slowing this year. He said he brought about low unemployment by reversing years of economic decay and failed economic policies, when in fact over 1 million jobs were added in the 35 months before he took office. But he's always downplaying what Obama had put in place. So by the time Obama was out of office, we were already on the uptrend. But this guy gets to sit here and project all this political BS just because everybody's 401k is looking good. You might want to grab some of that money down before it blows up. So constantly, and this is on the screen, if you're on the Facebook side, if you come over to the YouTube side, put a link out there, you can see what we have on the screen. I have factcheck.org, and when politicians do political events or speeches or whatever they say is fact-checked, and then it's put out there for everybody else. Here's another one. The president boasted that a long, tall, and very powerful wall is being built along the southern border, and more than 100 miles have been completed. But in actuality, only 1 mile is located where no barriers were previously existed. He claimed he did more by canceling the catch and release program, and it was another lie. Under the Obama administration, more people were deported back. But we sit here and we listen to this, and then, you know, the sickening thing about the stuff that this nut does, I have this, his buddy, and so what? You know, Rush Limbaugh's complaining, oh, I got lung cancer and I got treatments, and you want me to have some compassion for this man, and I wish I would have lowered the clip. When he's talking about black people, he's saying nigger, just all this, saying white people shouldn't be offended, shouldn't care about what happened during slavery, just running his ragged white mouth. And what does your president do? The one that's giving you the wins? He gives this fool the Medal of Freedom. at the State of the Union address. But then they don't stop there. They decide that they want to browbeat Pelosi, talking about how horrible she is and all the things that she has done, but won't call this dude on nothing. That's why I don't like politics. This is why I call it the No PC show. Maybe I should call it the No BS show, the No Bullshit show. Because every day I got to sit out here and listen to BS and look for the win for black people. We thought that Obama was a win for black people. Turned out it wasn't. Not the first one or the second one. It just proved that some things could happen that we were told would never happen. So we were just happy to see a black man in the White House, and we got zero from it. Gays got some things. Hispanics got some things. The whites got some things. The Asians got some things. We didn't get nothing because we didn't ask for anything. And that's part of our problem. We don't know how to ask without groveling. I don't care about the Obama Center. I don't. What do I care? Well, it's going to bring some jobs and it's going to do this and do this. What does the contract look like? Well, you're getting 51% and we're getting 49%. You come into my neighborhood and you're getting 49%. When I can't even get 1% of black workers to work on the stuff that's in your neighborhood, or buy into any of that, or have any minority contracts for that. But it's a win. Come on, it's a win. It's not a win. Stop it. Let's stop being gullible out here. We all pay taxes, so the money is ours. Well, they're going to make it easier for you to get loans. The loan is what's keeping me in debt. If I had some reparations, guess what? I probably wouldn't need that loan. I could probably go ahead and get up and start my own business and do everything and not sit around fighting over the little funky money that they give you. Talked about it the other day on my other show. And I want to look this up because I want the numbers to be exactly right. I'm talking about this Lincoln Yard project because it was just amazing to me. They took, and I'm looking at the number right now. As a matter of fact, let me put it on the screen because I don't want people to be, oh, well, that's not right. No, it is right. See what that says? Now, this was from last year because it was under scrutiny. And they were going for $6 billion, an estimated $6 billion. They wound up getting that down to $2 billion. But 900 million of it, I got it right, 900 million was given from Chicago through subsidy funds and TIF funds, which are supposed to be allocated to urban blighted areas. Lincoln Yards is not an urban blighted area. But then it comes out, oh, well, we got plans for all types of stuff over here. We going to build some, like 4 or 5 different concert venues. All this stuff is going to be great, and it's going to bring money back into it. Steelmaker, Finkel and Sons Company. Is that a white company? I don't think it's a black one. Look at the plans. They already got it all mapped out. $900 million. Then your mayor jumps her monkey butt on TV, tries to shame some black aldermen for speaking up when she wants to take $15 million and allocate that for gay rights people. And I'm sorry, gay rights people. I have just missed your whole discrimination thing. I've just missed it. Because every company I go to has some type of gay thing, and they're having meetings. Because the place I used to come in to work at 7 in the morning, and I'd go into a meeting room, and there would be all this LGBT literature all around. I could never have any type of black meeting in any of these corporate buildings. Understand that. So when I say the line stars behind me, I don't have time for your stuff, you're not being discriminated as much as we're being discriminated against. Sorry, line stars behind us. But we don't have enough balls to say that because, oh, well, that's bad because you should be fighting. No, I should be fighting for me. For us. And it just doesn't stop here. It just goes and goes and goes. Snoop came out today, and he's kind of went in on Oprah and Gayle. He could have put Tyler Perry in there too, because sometimes we let our people do shit that's just bogus, and we don't call them on it. So he called out Oprah and Gayle. Basically, Gayle, because why are you bringing up all the Kobe stuff? The man ain't even buried yet, and you all on TV. And I watched the whole little interview because they said, well, you got to watch the whole. And so I watched it. And it was a small segment, but I'm sure your white bosses told you, yeah, you need to throw that in there. Because that's what they want to put out there. The man was acquitted of the situation. So why are we still talking about it 20 years later? There's no reason for that question. None. But just like Oprah, surviving Neverland, throwing Mike under the bus, even though he had been acquitted, some people are always going to believe that he did it. They going to always believe that OJ did it. I say it all the time. I don't think OJ did it. There it is. I think you know who did it, but I don't think he did it personally. But we deal with this in this country that you can't say anything against the master and you're always going to do something. And we already did that show on Tyler Perry. It was called Shame on You, Tyler Perry. You can look it up on YouTube. Because he got $9 million or $9 billion or something? He got a big figure to produce all this stuff for Time Warner or whatever for the next 10 years. So he's straight. And he took that money and built his studio. And we're all, yeah, this is great. Tyler Perry, he's going to be able to do all this. But I'm not going to overlook the very first episode of your new show, The Oval. I got to sit here and watch a black woman get beat down and spit on by a white man. Because that's what I wanted to see. I'm just dying to see a white man dominating a black woman on TV. No, I haven't watched that show since. Why should I? Why should I sing praises for Tyler Perry? No, when you do shit like that and you don't come out and apologize to the black people for doing it, I don't care how much money you got. I'm going to have an issue with you. Sorry. And if I see you in person, I'm going to bring it up. Because somewhere in between reality and the checkbook, a lot of black people have just lost their way. Because we know money only distorts the image. It doesn't improve on anything. It may let you have a better life, but realize this. You don't get to take it with you. And you got to answer to somebody else in the end. It's just ridiculous. Let's not forget Oprah trying to throw Russell Simmons under the bus. I don't know if it's true or not. There's a lot of things that go on in the world that are unfair that have happened to women, and some of the things are just going too far. I'm watching the news today in Chicago because they fired all these people up at Lincoln Park High School, and they said that's inappropriate touching and all this. And then they show a video, and there's a kid, I don't know if he's smart-mouthing the principal or what, and she kind of grabs his face like this, like they used to do to us, and worse that they used to do to us. Oh, you should be outraged. She touched his face. I'm not about to be outraged over that. She should have kicked his ass into them lockers. The world is getting worse and worse with the nonsense and the world trying to tell us what's bad and what's not bad. Redefining our lives on TV before us. Every commercial I got to see now, I got to see a black woman with a white man. That's all I see now. They're brainwashing you or attempting to brainwash you into a cultural coma to be accepting of imagery that makes no sense, that further dilutes any opportunity that we could ever have when we say nation building. We got to figure out what a nation building looks like. We too fractioned into too many groups. We Israelites over here. We 5%ers over here. We Muslims over here. We're a different set of Muslims over here. We're disenfranchised black people right here. We're black people, middle class people right here. We're black people with money over here. And none of us are on the same page. It's almost like if they, the only way we could get back together, if they said, we got boats, we send y'all all back to Africa. And people would fight to stay with the oppressor. Well, how much would it get you to leave? Oh, shit. $2 million. I think $2 million for every the 44 million blacks in America comes out to about a little bit over $8 trillion, you know. Do it in sections. You're wasting on everything else. I don't give a damn if you ever get to Mars. Pay me first, then take your monkey ass to Mars. How about that? Well, it's a race. No, it's not a race for me. Food on the table. That's important to me. Oh, well, we got to get to another planet. No, let me tell you something. The chances you finding another planet that we can live on in this universe is nil. I'm just going to put it out there. Nil. Well, we got to learn to skip galaxies. No, you got to stop spending money. Why don't you make this place good? Where the sun's going to blow up one day. Yeah, and there's a lot of other stars already blowing up. You don't know where you could go that's going to be any different. Oh, well, let's go to Mars. Have you ever seen pictures of Mars? There's a big line that goes across Mars. And you know what that line indicates? That something hit Mars and destroyed it. It could have been just like Earth. Something hit it and destroyed it. Something's going to hit this planet and destroy this planet too. It's just common sense. And we don't see it coming. We don't see that one day that could be a reality. And we sit here and we listen to these politicians, and then you vote them in, and then they would say, well, what's the solution? How do you punish them? There's a line in the movie Drop Squad, and he says, some of these people need a good kick in their ass, Rock. Because they know once you vote them in, they got 4 years to sit there and do the bidding of the master. Mays had people on the show. He had a Hispanic guy, a white lady, and they were talking politics, and they were talking about the city council, and then the Hispanic guy said, well, you know, we're siding with the people who are in power, with Burke and Madigan, and we're speaking up for our people. And then the white woman said, yeah, and I'm speaking up for my constituents. And then he said, well, who's speaking up for the black people? And they both looked and said, nobody. So you expect me to believe in a win when nobody's even speaking up for us? How big of a fool do I have to be to believe in a win with people that don't want us to win? And I'm talking about our people. You see the 900 million going to the Lincoln Yards. Then you see 15 million being snatched for the LGBT. And then what do they give us? We're going to give you guys 8 million for that whole South Shore corridor thing. That's what we're going to do. Don't worry about the 900 million, nigga. Fight over this $8 million. See what you can get done with this $8 million. Don't worry about a win. So when he started talking that red, black, and green flag stuff, I went outside my shop and I took a picture because outside my shop, right up there on the pole, it's red, black, and green flag. When you come in my shop, the first thing you see is red, black, and green flag. When you walk up and down 71st Street, you see My Brother's Keeper signs throughout all the windows. That's for us, not for them, not to put on a show for them, not to say, look at me, I'm black. It's for us. It's for our heritage. It's for our children. And we don't have time to be sitting around putting on parades for white folks because you think they're going to give you something. And I already know if they give you something, it's because they getting something else. And they getting more. Like $900 million more. Miss me with all that. And it irritates me every time I hear it. I don't give a damn what they put on the Capitol. How about they get that bill, H.R. 40, off of the Capitol steps so we can stop saying I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. It's not even sitting in committee. They don't talk about it. And it's been out there for more than 2 decades, almost 3 decades. And for 3 decades, it hasn't moved. It's still a bill. That's ridiculous. But if we get some flags up there, that's a win. No, it's not. Stop telling people that these small victories are wins. I'm ashamed to even say a small victory is a win. I could care less if they ever put a flag on any of these government buildings because they don't mean it. I told you about sitting in the meeting when they were talking about taking Martin Luther King Day off, and I'm in a room full of white men that run the company, and the white man says, I don't think we should take it off because Martin Luther King was a worthless person that never made any contribution to society. And then the other white man says, you know what, George? All the other companies are taking it off. We want to be politically correct, so we're going to give the workers the time off, and then we'll come in and work. Because he didn't want to finish that sentence, because basically, we don't give a damn about Martin Luther King either. And don't tell me Martin Luther King's goals were better than Malcolm X's goals because they both wound up dead. Biggest mistake in history that they could not come together, and they tried, and they were unsuccessful. So I don't want to spend my time arguing with people about their political views and their political stances. If that works, then by all means, let that be the avenue. But don't ever down anybody else's avenues, because we're going to need all the avenues we can to come together and raise some real politicians with real black mindsets and real black thought to get off this damn plantation we call America. Now, if everybody just want to stay in America and keep calling yourself America, you don't deserve no reparations. Because America doesn't pay reparations to Americans. Love, peace. So, we out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Step
Now, if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, motor of young minds, check it out. You got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you will what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone. Living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone. Living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone. Living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.